Okay. Hi, Cancer. Dear Cancer, um, you're one of the signs that's getting slammed, along with Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. Of course, in your own way. Now, you're not getting a direct hit. You're getting it from the heavy squares and the heavy opposition, okay? You know that chart we saw earlier in one of those other videos? This beast, this monster, okay? So I've switched it around because for you, it kind of looks like this, okay? This might seem like gobbledygook to you, just a load of like scribbles, but this is where the action is, okay? Right here. This is highly stressful, but also potentially very rewarding if you can handle the energy. And this, my dear Cancer friends, is the finger of God. Now, this was just a momentary thing, and it's coming up at the new moon, but it's relevant for now for this reading. The reason I'm showing this little scribbly chart is because I do these charts for myself, you know, to get my own bearings. And then when I start to look at the signs and the readings, I think, oh my gosh, people, you need to know this, okay? You need to know. Also, Cancer, like I should have told everybody else, I don't read reversals, okay? I just don't. I think the cards are made in a certain way, and I read them a certain way, and that's just how it is. There's plenty of storytelling that comes from the cards exactly as they come out. So another thing, I don't do a lot of qualifiers, or I don't have any like backup support oracle decks at the moment, so this is just raw. Okay, this is very raw. We're using a really kind of like fairly simplistic horseshoe type spread, even though it's all squashed up. Okay, so Cancer, again, about this April period here, it's a massive stellium coming up in Aries, and that's up in your 10th house. So that's to do with your status in the world, your legacy, your place in the world, the thing that you're going to leave behind in this world after you've gone. It's that kind of energy. It's where you've reached maximum ascension. That isn't necessarily your personal life or your relationships. It's as though like you're a career boss, CEO type person, and this is the part of you that's on display for the whole world in a very public manner by your choice, by the consequence of your decisions in life. So that's where a lot of action is happening right now. There's a lot more going on, but let's just focus on that for a moment. Up there in that 10th house, you could be experiencing radical surprises, amazing, maybe shocking, maybe frightening, or excitingly frightening new awakenings in this area, new opportunities, new big radical shifts that were either, let's say, predestined, or maybe you planned them, or maybe you wished for them and wanted them, and they're happening, whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not, but it's there and it's very strong. So hang on tight. Now, right opposite that energy, of course, is the other sign, Libra, in your foundations. So you might be experiencing like this polarity thing going on where the relationship between your public career type persona is having an impact on your home life, or vice versa. So just allow for that, please. Okay, Cancer? Okay, let's just get into it, all right? Um, it's pretty quiet now in the neighborhood, so we hopefully won't have any disturbances from, uh, you know, airplanes and ice cream trucks and things like that, all right? It should be pretty peaceful here. And I've just about finished shuffling. I did a lot of shuffling between the readings, but I'd like you to know that you're getting a clean deck straight off the bat, okay? So that you know. Okay, this is the last one from the bottom, okay? And then we're going to cut it, and then we're going to do your cards. Again, remember, this is just for April. It's very subjective, and you can reinterpret this however you like. So, All right, I'm just doing my little invocation here. Give me a moment. Okay, they're telling me press on. All right, dear Cancer, here's the general vibe. Here's where you've been coming from, okay? Here's where things are right now. Here's where things are headed. Already, you're starting to head into the unknown. This is where things can start to get wobbly, right here, okay? And this is hopefully a way to handle that and a way to deal with that, okay? And here's what might be on the way, like coming into your world through different avenues, your horizons, energies that you've manifested or that are coming your way anyway, okay? Whether you deserve it or know it or not. And here's like a little hopes, dreams, fears, wishes card, okay? And here's where it's all headed, okay? I'm not saying this is a fixed destiny or anything. This is just like where it all goes, okay? So that's how we're going to read these cards, all right? Now, a lot of people like to know what's going on in the background. What's the weather? I like to think of it as just weather. And for you, dear Cancer, we have the Two of Wands. This is the kind of situation where you can generate your own weather, okay? So, dear Cancer, the opportunity field is wide open, and the weather is indicating to you like it's clear and open skies, okay? There's no turbulence here or anything. It's clear and wide open. Everything in front of you is a wide open landscape, a wide open vista. It's like almost like you pretend that's literally pretend that's you standing on the precipice of your destiny. And you have all this opportunity in your hands right now. So the question is, what decisions are you going to make, dear Cancer? Because you have to make decisions, because by your decisions you create your outcomes. All right, dear Cancer? So that's why we're getting back to this concept of creating your own weather. You literally create your weather, your environment, your outcomes through your decisions, okay? A bit of this or a bit of that. Maybe more of that and less of this. I don't know yet. I'm figuring this stuff out, okay? Because the next move from here is taking the step forward. All right, so we're off to a good start. Let's see, what do we have here? What's the vibe, okay? Whoa, Cancer. Some people think of this as the Pisces card, but it is the moon. So for the time period of this little reading, you're welcome if you want to adopt this as your own private card. All right, Cancer? Just for now. Just for today. Okay? Now, dear Cancer, this can be scary for a lot of people, but in fact, you might be in your element. It might mean that you are actually tuning into the deepest levels of your intuition, which is very natural for you, okay? So the general weather around you might be hinting to you through spirit to go within, to go deep within, trust your deepest intuitions, trust that everything is happening just the way it should be for a reason that you don't even have to know, okay? Now, my feeling is that you're not getting spooked out by this. It's actually almost like a thrill ride. It's like when kids who've already had the experience of being lost in a forest at night or lost at an amusement park without their parents or have lost friends and family or something where there's a deep sense of loss, it can be very frightening and or disorienting. And you have to crawl out of the murky, shadowy, emotional turmoil and then get back to life by going through this, what appears to be a very treacherous pathway, okay? Where the demons and the goblins are barking and screaming, where the gates of hell could be lashing out and throwing barbed wire and harpoons. But that's all kind of like, it's all in the mind, okay? It could be more or less just like in the imagination, because the path, if you look, the path is actually very, very clear. Yes, it might be twisty and windy, and you might feel like you're getting hazed and spooked. But dear Cancer, you're in your element here. You're going to be just fine, okay? So this is, I read this as very good news. That's my personal interpretation. If you want to interpret the moon in a very traditional way, that's fine. But I like this. I like what I'm seeing, because do you see the epic vistas in the distance? The horizons? I relate these very closely to the, excuse me, the distant horizons over here, but these are much closer. In order for you to make these epic decisions to move forward, it's almost like you're going deep into your imagination, closing your eyes, wishing, praying, invoking, and looking into the big, big horizon, way beyond the, um, the immediate fears in the shadowlands, and looking into the big picture, and then reversing back in to that energy so you can make your hopefully healthy decisions while you create your new environment, your new world, a new foundation in your life. Remember that? The four, the fourth house is what I'm talking about, Libra. Balancing things out, getting things just right, okay, for what is unfolding ahead. It's a pretty epic start. This is a pretty epic start for a reading, dear Cancer. All right, hang on. Let's see what happens. Where have you just been coming from? Either just recently or for a while. Hi, Cancer. Wow. Wow. You probably already know what this is. This is love. This is pure, pure love. I'm not talking about the big fancy card, the lovers, or the celebrations like the Four of Wands. I'm not talking about the Hierophant where it's like a formalized marriage kind of thing. This is pure love. Okay? So, wow, I am envious of you, dear Cancer. If you have this in your life, if this is where you're coming from, if this is the energy that you radiate, if this is the energy that you have at your core and you've been living with this, if this is what has been sustaining you, then God bless you, okay? I love you. I love you. We are loving. We are loved. We are love. We are made of love. And if you didn't know that already, you know that now. Okay? You are in love, Cancer. You are loving. You are loved. Wow. 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 Dear Cancer. Thank you. We need that. I hope you're bringing this to us, Cancer, because the rest of us need this. All of us want this. We all want this. At some level, we all deserve this, and you've got it. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Love is as love does. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little mushy here. I can't help it. All right. So where are you now? Oh, holy fuck. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Love begets love. Dear Cancer, love breeds love. I am loving. I am loved. I am loving. I am loved. Okay? So you're literally generating love the way a power station generates electricity. Okay? And because you do that, more is being offered to you. Now, this is a card of sacred opportunity, okay, dear Cancer? For some reason, the heavens have chosen you, or you have tapped into the heavens in such a way that it's like you've got direct access, okay? You've got direct access in a way that almost no one has. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I have to tell you, I'm kind of overwhelmed to do this reading. And with such amazing opportunity comes great responsibility, Cancer. So, if you have invoked this into your life, it's what's coming and it's what's happening with you right now. And it is truly a gift to have this much love being presented to you and offered to you. It may not be in a way or a form that you fully understand at this moment in time, but it is very, very pure and it's very, very powerful. And so, because this is a card of sacred opportunity, Cancer, it's your spiritual duty and responsibility and obligation to grab this and take it. And when you have that and you have incorporated all this vastly increased amount of love into your being, into your entity, into your life, into your world, then you're kind of like under obligation to radiate this much love outwards. So, Cancer, I have to say you have a lot on your shoulders now, okay? This is all about the healing power of love. It's what Cancer is. Cancer is very loving. It's nurture and be nurtured. Allow yourself to nurture others. Allow yourself to be nurtured by others, dear Cancer. Excuse me. So where you're heading with all this amazing love energy? Oh gosh. Damn. Fuck. Excuse me. Oh God. Excuse me. More love. Yeah, more love. It might be that, like, with the analogy I just gave you of the power plant where you are generating love, you're literally generating love like a power plant, and it starting to radiate and transmit out of your being to the rest of us, to the rest of the world out there, as though you are that radiant being, okay? Love is just being radiated like a neon sign on top of a cinema. And in so doing, you're moving forward into another field of love, literally like a love field where you see all this, the little cups of love already blooming and growing. It's like you're planting new seeds for the next generation. Even though this is a card of the past, a card of nostalgia, it's almost like you're planting seeds of love for the future here. Do you see this beautiful little card? I love you. I love you too. Have I seen you before? I think so. I recognize you. Wow, that's so cool. It's really good to see you again, dear loved one. either from the past life, or from the present life, or from a future life that we are preparing now. I love you very much. Please will you accept my gift of flowers? Oh yes, my loved one. Thank you. I thank you very much. I look forward to a beautiful future with you. Oh gosh, Cancer. That's kind of overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me to read this for you. And I'd like you to go back to the all signs. Please read this disclaimer kind of little video for this whole playlist. If you're reading for your sun sign now, try looking for your moon sign and for your rising sign as well, because that might tell a very different story. But this is overwhelmingly to do with love. Love in the most powerful form. And what the hell are you going to do with it all? It's a huge responsibility. You got to make some very big, important decisions. And with this energy moving in, it's almost like, because this is almost like a love in the home card. It's like it's nostalgia. It's alluding back to the sun sign of Cancer itself anyway in the first place, which is all about the home and the family and love in the home and nostalgia and parents and childhood and sweet memories. Okay, so you might be literally building a foundation that's made of love. Okay, love being the most powerful energy in the universe. So, jeez. Wow. Okay. So, just one last thing, I feel obliged to say it. It may be that you are invoking, or you have, whether you know it or like it or not, you might have invoked some kind of soulmate who is now on their way to you from a past life, and who is going to become apparent in your world in the very near future. Okay? I'm trying very hard at the moment, dear Cancer, to do this as a general reading, but it's overwhelmingly flooded with love. So let's try and be calm, okay? I'm trying to like neutralize my own energy. I'm kind of overwhelmed with right now, if I'm honest with you. So to do a fair reading, I need to stay neutral and calm, okay? So I'm just balancing out the energy in myself right now. How are we going to move forward with all this overwhelming flood of energy? Okay, the victory card. We've had this quite a few times in the readings, and we're probably going to get it again. Now, in this position is how to move forward with all this. It's what it's telling me to do, to tell you, is to simply allow it to happen. Celebrate and enjoy this. It's literally a card of victory. This is like the victory march, a victory walk. If you have come to a point in your life, it doesn't matter how old or young you are, your orientation, your gender, your religious beliefs, or whatever, you have either found a way, or you have been granted, or you have been infused, or you invoked so much love into your life. It's almost like a almost almost unattainable epic achievement. And the way to move forward with this is to celebrate this, to celebrate it with others, in front of others, and let that love permeate the world around you. Allow this love to flow, not into only the foundations of your life and planting seeds of love for the future, even though this is a nostalgia card about the past. I'm seeing this now as planting seeds of love, as though you are in a past life right now, I know this sounds very strange, but that's what I'm feeling. As though you are in a past life right now, and you're aware of it, and you're prepping the seeds for the present life because you already know what you want, and you want to create a foundation of love in your life, okay? You want to create the flow of energy, the spirit of love in your life. And if you're doing that, and if you've got it, this is a love that needs to be shared and celebrated and enjoyed with others, because they're not jealous of you. They're just happy for you. Everyone else, see them? They're happy for you. They are celebrating with you. They're celebrating the love that you have, that you've earned, that you're radiating, that you are sharing with them. So they are very grateful. They're very happy to have you here in this world, in their lives, dear Cancer. And it's almost like a parade. And you don't have to show off. You don't have to let this all go to your head. And I don't feel that happening here, Cancer. I don't see any vanity or narcissism or any arrogance or anything like that. I just see something very pure and very simple. And it's okay to celebrate and share in this moment. It will pass, but moving forward, as they say in business, moving forward, don't be shy about celebrating your victory, because I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. It's beautiful. So however you did this, Cancer, however you do it, just just keep doing it. You must be making some good decisions somewhere, okay, somehow. Perhaps simply by tuning into your core nature, by tuning in to spirit, literally your intuition, your internal guidance system, your spiritual GPS, okay? So, wow, okay. So what is this bringing in? What's coming in? What's around you? Okay, we're back to decisions. This is kind of like coming back down to earth here. Thank God we've got a couple of pentacles here, because I was getting kind of dizzy. But let's do a reality check. What this is telling me to tell you, dear Cancer, is that with all this beautiful love energy here, and celebrating the moment, now what are we going to do with it? Because you're going to be either attracting other people or other people's resources, or they're going to come to you, or you're going to have to share. So it's a question of coming down to reality. Like, how do we take all this beautiful, almost indefinable energy of heaven, the healing power of love? How do we condense that, bring that down, draw that in from heaven, draw it all the way in and down here onto earth, and turn it into something very practical, useful, simple to understand, in a way that others can enjoy and share, just like you do, Cancer? Okay? So, to me, this symbolizes that what is around you is perhaps other people who may be reflecting back to you in very simple to understand ways about what to do with your resources, because love has now become a massive resource. So the question is, what are you going to do with all of that? Okay, you got to balance it out, because it's it's coming in very high volume. Okay, now do you see back here in this very turbulent ocean? Nobody's crashing, but the waves are very, very, very big. And dear Cancer, we know, everybody knows, that the Cancer is related to the moon. And the moon is all about the tides and the turbulent emotions, the up and down, the ebb and flow of life, the balance, the left, the right, the on, the off, making decisions for this or making decisions for that. Notice the comparison, dear Cancer. Okay? Making decisions, making very, very important decisions. It's now becoming much more evident as we head into the reading that you need to make very, very important decisions on how you move forward, moving into and through and out the other side of April. Okay, because decisions have consequences. So by your decisions, which lead to actions through inspiration, you will create consequences that have material outcomes. So be aware, okay? You have so much to offer, so much to share, and so much to give. Almost infinite abundance to share with others. So that's a tough factor to balance, okay? I'm just going to tip it so you see it that way. Coming into a state of supreme balance could feel a bit wobbly, but you'll be okay. Gosh, this is turning into a long reading. Okay. Sorry, Cancer. Let's move on. So what's the hope and fear here? Oh boy. If you have been invoking this, whew, Cancer, if you have been invoking this, then you've got it. If this is what you wanted, to have a complete reboot and rebuild in your life by your choice, by your decisions, then it looks like your wish is being granted. I still don't know what the outcome is going to be, but you're very brave to ask for this and then very blessed to receive this. Now, of course, it can also be a bit scary because you might be scared of where things are heading because there is so much riding on your shoulders, dear Cancer. Does that make sense to you? I'm referring to all that Aries firepower up in the 10th house to do with your career, your legacy, your public place in the world. In other words, you might be a messenger of love. You might be like an instrument of love, an instrument of love, an instrument of healing. And you may have wished for this, okay? Now, I'm getting very kind of overblown here with my interpretation. I'm getting a bit carried away, but you could dumb this down to just the simple things in life. Love is as love does. And if you can do that with the purity and innocence of this card, more power to you, Cancer. Okay? Don't be frightened of this. There's no reason to be frightened of this. Even though you might be heading into the unknown, having invoked this and created all this incredible healing power of love, don't worry about it. We understand. We've got your back. We're going to be here for you. We're not going to let you fall over or anything like that. Okay? Where's it all headed? Wow. Okay, see, this caught me by surprise. Totally by surprise. Look at this again. Look at the moon. Look at the moon. Look at all these cups of love, okay? My feeling here is that this is not negative. This is not positive. This is just what is. If, dear Cancer, you've gone through some kind of evolutionary, transformative, phase in your life, I don't see those cards here. I don't see the Tower. I don't see death, or the death card, I mean. But this may imply that, as you grow and evolve, this is how I'm reading it. As you grow and evolve from this, which is what you've already brought into the reading, and you attract all this for even more abundance, and you honor the sacred opportunity, and you grab all this, and everything gets amplified into more and more love, and amplified. It's like a sort of one of those synergistic um, things that happen in life where the energy feeds on itself and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and grows simply because it's attracting to itself what it needs. And that's good. Celebrate it. Move on. It's a lot of power to handle, but you can do it. And the way to do it is totally trust in the process, totally believe in it. Don't shy away from it. Just go blindly into the unknown if you have to. It's okay. You are guided. You are protected. Okay? But what I was referring to back here is that in going through such a huge, what I would call upgrade, like a spiritual, emotional upgrade, going from here to here is a massive leap. And so with all these cups of love and abundance that you have already, it might mean you have to kind of abandon whatever original concepts and understandings of the purity of love in its most innocent way to understand that what lies ahead of you, dear Cancer, is unknown. Okay? The reason I'm saying that is because of the card preceding here. You're going deep, deep into the unknown because of the massive upgrade of pure innocent love here to the massive abundance of love where you become a power station. Okay? What are you going to do with all of that? And you might have to sadly walk away. A little, it's not crippling sadness. It's just like, wow, everything was okay. It's been epic. It's been wonderful. But whatever I knew, whatever I understood, it's over because it's all being reformatted into a totally brand new version of this, where it's really just all about, do you see this? Where it's all just about the cups. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is love, pure love. But you're going into a new format that you don't even have a blueprint for this yet, okay? But it means having to walk away from your initial concepts and understandings of what love may be, because you're going into a whole new world where literally the the model, the understanding of love becomes much bigger and more complex and more profound than you ever imagined before. It's a huge responsibility, dear Cancer. Okay? I'm sure you can handle it. I know you can handle it. You've made really good decisions, okay? This is a long reading. I'm sorry I babbled so much. I got really, really upset earlier on, but have a look, take this in, reinterpret however you wish, okay, Cancer? And we love you too. Wow. Wow. Okay? Have a good April, Cancer.